What up, friends? How's everybody doing out there today? It's your good pal SPJ. Welcome back to SPJ Live. How you guys doing? Got a few of the usual suspects here right now. I see Terry's 3Gs. Buddy, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Caught you on Ben's live stream on Monday. It was good to see you on there. It looks like we got a new viewer in the house, the 818SN Rub. I don't really know how you pronounce that, but I'm going to ask you the question. I see the number 818 in there. Does that mean you're from the San Fernando Valley? And if so, hello, fellow Valley person. Good to have you here for the first time, my friend. Glad you could tune in. Gillis DeBilio is here. How you doing, buddy? Bent Tom in the house, who now apparently is just Tom. It's not quite bent anymore. Or maybe he still is. He just doesn't want to advertise that. It's good to have you here, buddy. Riley I.O. Acura in the house. Glad you can make one of these, buddy. Holy shit, Polo. Bigsby Les Paul. Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the Bigsby Les Paul. I busted that out of the case. And Mr. Francisco Hartung, of course, one of the couple of people who bought a pedal from last week's live pedal auction. Francisco did just get his shipping information the other day, so those pedals are no longer here. They are on their way to their brand new homes. And Francisco, I think you're gonna really enjoy this one. And I remembered to put my initials on the bottom of the pedal, so there you go. Oh boy, what an interesting week it has been, friends. I hope wherever you are, that you guys are doing okay, and that everybody is fine, and you're all healthy and doing well. It has been, there's been a lot of interesting things happening this week. I've been working on some new videos. I shot some demos as well. The Vola guitars finally got the demo videos shot. Let me kind of, there we go. Get the camera all centered, just makes sense. We shot the demos for the Vola guitars, which actually just got picked up by the Vola rep yesterday. So those are no longer in the house, unfortunately. But we are definitely going to be talking to the guys at Vola and seeing more from them on the channel very, very soon as well. I had some other interesting phone calls. I was actually just getting off the phone earlier today with Blake from the Tone Mob podcast. Your boy's going to be a guest on the Tone Mob, which is going to be a very interesting conversation. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the Tone Mob podcast, I will be sharing when that episode is going to be happening. What else happened this week? Well, I put some new strings on this Les Paul actually last week, and it's actually why I busted it out. It's kind of time to work this one back into the rotation. After I got the Jotun Les Paul last year, it kind of supplanted the role that this one played in my arsenal. And I've been finding myself not gravitating towards the Jotun as much lately as I thought. And so I busted this guy back out of the case just to get a little bit of a different color. And I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm enjoying myself. So yeah, overall, some interesting stuff. What else happened this week? Everybody knows how much I love Batman, and Batman 3 Jokers Book 2 came out on Tuesday. Stopped by the comic book shop on my way home from taking my wife to a chiropractor's appointment, and picked up a couple copies of that. I got the main Joker cover and the superhero variant cover. This one had a Batgirl on the cover. So I'm guessing the next one will have a Joker cover and a Red Hood cover. So I'm really excited about that. And there's been a bunch of really great gear announcements that have made the rounds the last couple of days, and I'm really stoked on. One that Riley actually just mentioned, and that's the introduction of the Hughes and Kettner Black Spirit mini heads, which basically break down the Black Spirit 200 and, single channel 50 watt amplifier. I think there's 3 models, but I'll probably won't be seeing those anytime soon because I've still got, this to make a video on. And in terms of the workflow that I want to have right now, I'm cool with this guy. I'm actually controlling it today from my iPad. This is the Black Spirit 200 app that I have on my iPad right now, and you could probably see a little bit of what's going on there. You have all the stuff laid out, and you can switch between presets as well. There's a bunch of different banks of presets. I got a whole bank of presets related to Cockeyed Optimist, with everything from cleans to crunches to big time high gain stuff. And then I have this one's for Albus Band. I have an FSU setting. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. I would actually say that having the app has opened this amp up 10 times more than when I was just making adjustments on the face of the amplifier. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see how everything's going. I want to make sure I get y'all. Yes, Francisco, I did get the payment for shipping, so you are all good there, man. We are square. Thank you so much for that. Riley says, the cleans are spectacular, even through the phone and laptop mic. That's good to hear. I'm still bent as hell. Oh, man. Yep, it's back to Zoom Google school, And yes, there he is. It's a smart patch to have. You know that, buddy. Yep, it's pretty cool. Actually, let me pull that one up. So this is Cockeyed FSU. Now, why is this one called FSU? Well, it's got the Ultra channel, so the highest gain channel that the Black Spirit has. It's got the boost running in front of the Ultra, and it's got a phaser and delay and reverb, so that it's just kind of like... Yep. All kinds of craziness. Then I came up with a couple patches, actually using the app specifically, that kind of replicate what I consider to be late 80s session guitar tones. So something with a clean sound, really clean, a lot of chorus, some echo and reverb that, something that you could like put a compressor on it with a volume pedal, and you can do like your Michael Thompson volume swells and chord work like that. It's fun. I like it a lot. Then the session lead has a little bit more of a warbly chorus on it. So overall, like, this app has really opened up a lot of stuff, because the way that the amp is laid out, and we'll talk about this obviously when we do a full-on video about the Black Spirit 200, is that there's the main controls, and then there's the secondary controls that you have to access via like a push button. This, everything's laid out exactly like you want. There's like a numeric value to it as well, which I actually, like, sometimes they say you should set your tone with your ears and not your eyes. There's some times where I feel like I need that visual representation to just really help me be able to get the sound that I'm after, where it's like just that one little increment of 1 or 2 clicks on the dial makes all the difference. So I'm pretty happy with this. And Ben is here. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. And everything that you're hearing is the red box DI in the Black Spirit 200, just going into the interface and coming out a pair of studio monitors, and that's it, man. It's a pretty potent little package with a lot of stuff to it, and it's really caused me to reconsider the idea of solid state amplifiers. You know. It just works, and it feels good. It feels really good, actually. Ben was playing with harmonizing delays today. Thankfully, I wasn't sober. Interesting. Interesting stuff there. Yeah, man, really hard to argue with this amp. It sounds really good, and despite it being, not tube, it's really good stuff. It causes me to think about a lot of things from many different aspects. Obviously, I'm no stranger to having amplifiers, but with the V3, it's a very specific sound, and I like it on its own. And I actually like it with a compressor pedal running in front of it. The orange is what it is, and it's my favorite amplifier. The thing about the Black Spirit that I like so much is that it in of itself is its own thing, that I like as its own thing. But it serves as a very good pedal platform. As a matter of fact, it's finding its way into a lot of videos already on the channel, and we haven't even done a demo on it because it takes pedals so well. As a matter of fact, this week's episode of Stompbox Saturday, which Patreon subscribers will see as soon as I'm done with this live stream tonight, is the Moore Ocean Machine with the rocker verb and the Black Spirit running stereo in the mix. That was a hell of a setup, and I gotta say, it performed really well. Stayed clean, felt really great. I was having a ball with it, and I think you guys will enjoy this one. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. Those of you curious, this is some iced coffee. This is Wicked Joe is the roastery, and it's their Italian roast. Nice smoky iced coffee. Really nice stuff. Ah, man. So the point of the show tonight is I've been so busy all week. I don't really feel like doing a whole I don't feel like having a plan. I feel like keeping it loose. I feel like keeping it casual. Just chill, relax, talk about some gear. If you guys have some questions, please feel free to rifle them off. If you want to share with friends, bring them into the chat and bring them into the show. We'd love to get the view numbers up. And I actually see something from Francisco that we should talk about. I'm seeing a technology switch between pedals and physical case with switchers like the G2 towards plug-in versions with MIDI stomp boxes with foot switches. That's going to be interesting to see. You know, man, there's technology is a weird thing with gear because it's all so cyclical. No trend ever stays like the one way. Case in point, you know, in the 80s, it was all rat gear. And then that fell out of fashion in favor of pedals. But then rat gear, thanks to, in large part, the Axe effects, the Kemper, the Helix, rack effects and rack units are making a bit of a comeback. So we have that to contend with. Pedals are changing all the time. And they're getting better and better and better and better every single year. I'm looking at the Preamp Mark II automaton from Chase Bliss, and man, it's such an interesting platform that today, if you guys check out Knobs' video of it, he just dropped a video for the CXM 1978 Reverb using the same automaton platform, but this time with a highly studio quality reverb. Really fantastic stuff. But I do see, like, you know, there's no denying the appeal of a Helix. There's no denying the appeal of a Kemper. You know, when Dakota was here a couple weeks ago, he brought over his Kemper, and it's the first time that I'd really gotten to play a profile that I actually liked, and he had several of them that I really enjoyed on there. And then, you know, like today, we can think about a new gear thing that came out and announced today, as Boss has taken the GT1000, usually like a big floorboard, and condensed it down to something that's basically like an HX Stomp. So as far as plugins go, there are plugins that are starting to come out that emulate a lot of guitar effects. You know, Amplitube from IK Multimedia has been around for a really, really long time, and it does fairly well. Lancaster Audio, I know, has been pushing out a bunch of videos related to their Nobles ODR1 plugin, which is really cool to see. But in all honesty, I don't think we're ever going to see... I don't think, as long as there's new technologies, we're never going to see the old stuff go away because there will always be a reason to have that old technology around. I think one of the most interesting points about this CXM 1978 that Maris and Chase Bliss are collaborating on is the fact that it's a studio grade reverb that is trying to capture these eccentricities of early digital reverb units. And although we might say to ourselves that, you know, oh, it's so old and it's obsolete and it's archaic, the reality of it is that there's a charm to these sounds. There's a charm and a presence to them that no other device can get us. And so we find ourselves still seeing studios outfitting themselves with Lexicon reverbs, with the nice, cool fader controller on the console desk. We see pedals like the 1978 that are trying to get that early digital sound. I think we see stuff like, we still see so many different fuzz pedals, and we see distortion pedals that are trying to do the made in Japan Boss DS1 because it just works. And we're never going to get away from that. So technology is fun. New technology births many new cool things, amp sim software and all of that, and there's a lot of laptop-based riggery that's going to happen. But for all of that, there are going to be just as many guys that want to kick it old school and do analog pedals into the front end of the amplifier. That's the beauty of tone. Everything is available to us. We have history to it, and it's awesome. What up, Aljon? Good to see you, buddy. How you doing? It was nice talking to you a little bit ago. This is the first time that Aljon and I had gotten a chance to catch up in a very, very long time. And it's always nice to connect with your buddies, because life goes by pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. Best time to be a guitarist. Isn't that the truth, man? There it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Bueller. Fry. Let's see. We got Francisco. Ben's asking about performance-enhancing beverages. The performance-enhancing beverage is in the cooler right now. I want to finish this coffee before I have any of that, Which I probably shouldn't have related to what Aaron's asking about. Still doing the weight loss. How is it? It's never-ending process, man. So I guess I should just put it this way. One of the things that has been been my focal point of this year, and it's been the family focal point as far as my household goes, is just all around health and wellness and taking care of ourselves and building up our immune system. So I've got a huge vitamin regimen going on, taking vitamin C every day, trying to introduce new foods into the diet. We're basically on like a really strict paleo diet right now, which doesn't leave me for lack of food. But what I find myself now these days having to contend with is I get good sleep, but then I don't get good sleep. My sleep schedule is always all over the place. And so I find myself on certain days wanting to be more active and then crashing, even though I might have slept good, or I may not have slept that great the night before. And a lot of my work is done sitting down in front of a computer, and it's not always easy at the end of the day when I usually want to, be active, um, to, get up the courage to go exercise. Having said that, I'm trying to train myself to be a little bit better, get to sleep a little earlier, maybe wake up a little bit earlier, fit in some exercise. I still have my DDP yoga, which I love, and I think is probably the only exercise program that I can stomach doing. But I hope to get back into that, just so that I can get more activity in the day. We take a long walk in our neighborhood every single day, and we've got a neighborhood that has quite a few hills. I mean, you guys know, you've been in my neighborhood. There's lots of steep hills, there's inclines and things like that, and it's roughly a mile every day that we take a nice brisk walk through the neighborhood. Sometimes it's longer, but ultimately, a lot of the health that I've been focusing on is internal. Just making sure that the head, the heart, and the gut are all good. So that's been successful. As far as whether I'm losing weight, I couldn't tell you because I really haven't been paying attention to it. It's just more about how I feel and more about, it's more about how I feel. Luckily, I've been feeling pretty good. I know I will almost certainly be doing another round of that juicing thing before the year is over, because the last time I did it, man, I just felt great. It's so weird. I've done it for shorter periods of time before and felt worse than this last time. I did it longer than I've ever done it before, and I felt amazing. So I'm hoping to do that again, get some more exercise in, and just I'm just concerned about being healthy. And that's really the thing, and that's without COVID, by the way. So that's really my focus right now. Oh no, Gillis, we're locked in again up here. Work, schools, and daycares open. Gotta make income. Just can't have friends over or visit anybody. Well, we'll get, as he asked, we'll get some needed gear talk in for you. Well, I'm hoping for the best for you, man. I can't remember exactly where you are, but whatever you guys need to do to get through, hope everything goes well. I'll be thinking about you guys. We got to get through this. Speaking of pandemic, anybody else see the pandemic special last night? Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Ah, Tom, I've not actually played the Free the Tone delay, but God, that thing is it's like the 2290. It's basically a delay computer. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. 15-day juice cleanse cleans you out well. Indeed, it does. Indeed, it does. Did I miss something? Ah, Aljon, you like the crow shirt. Thanks. That's one of the regular rotation. I love it. Yeah, Aljon, I like this amp a lot too. I don't know what all is going down at Hughes and Kettner right now, but my friend that did work there is not going to be there anymore. So who knows what my connections at H&K are going to be for a while, but this was a long time coming, and I think I really dig it. It makes some really great stuff. I didn't know JJ was a speed addict. He drives like he's angry with the road. That's fantastic. Love it. Love it. Thanks, Aljon. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk a little bit about this Les Paul. So it started out its life as a studio. And Aljon, you might be able to help me out with this, and I think I remember your formula that you said, but the serial number is 033. Oh, wait, hold on. This is when you guys actually started stamping made in years. So this is from 2009. This is made in the USA, 2009. Started its life as a studio. These particular studios, I remember, are a sort of a thin finish. I believe there was a worn mahogany one around this time and a red one, but you can see the grain through the finish, and it is fantastic. I love it. And it wears away really easily. You can see a few of the scars right there. Here's all the stuff on the back. I'll tell the stories of the stuff on the back. This is a clothing brand, a hockey lifestyle clothing brand called Violent Gentleman. I met a couple of the guys who work for the company on the Vans Warped Tour. They gave me some stickers, and I just threw it on there. This is an artwork from the Lost Abbey Brewery in Escondido, California. It's the artwork they did a limited run series a few years ago. They called it the Ultimate Box Set, where you'd go to the brewery and they'd make these special blended beers that you could only enjoy then at the brewery. And this particular track is Stairway to Heaven. And I just loved the artwork so much. And this basically is the part of the raffle ticket that you keep to win the raffle to win the whole thing. So I just love the artwork so much. I kept it on there, and I just love it to death. This is a sticker from, I took my wife to the Hello Kitty exhibit at the Japanese American Museum in downtown LA, and I just thought it was fun, so I kept it. But this Worn Studio series, as Al John says it was called, but it starts its life as a pretty basic, no frills Les Paul studio, all black speed knobs, black pick guard, uncovered pickups. It has the vintage style tuners, and it's a beast. And I actually still have the stop bar tailpiece for it as well. And then this was actually gifted to me by my family for Christmas one year. And my dad, when he bought it, decided to have them install a Bigsby on it. And it has a Vibramate on there. And, I have hit or miss days with the Bigsby. I like the Bigsby, and then I don't like the Bigsby. The one thing about it is it does kind of throw the balance of the guitar off, so it's bottom heavy. Sometimes when you see me playing this, I'll have my body contorted in a weird way so that it doesn't slide too much. And I feel like the Bigsby adds the most weight to the guitar. I'd actually be interested to take the Bigsby off and see how much the guitar weighs after taking it off. But there's something about this particular model that sounds very different from the other Les Pauls that I've had over the years. The original black and silver one that you guys know me to play all over the place, that has Seymour Duncan's in it, but the original pickups were a bit more, I want to just use the term friendly. This has a much more aggressive sounding pickup to it. But then the neck pickup is a lot warmer. So if you want to do like more fluid playing, the neck pickup on this is great for that. It's a much warmer, less articulate sound. I don't remember 100% what is in this series. Aljon, if you're still watching, and you happen to know off the top of your head what was in it, let me know, because I'd love to know. But what I find with this one is that this works great for parts where I need just a little bit more snap to it. I think that a lot of that has to do with some of the extra metal coming from the Bigsby. I could be talking out my ass at this point. But I have found that comparatively, this guitar is a lot snappier of a Les Paul than my black and silver one. All right. Aljon says they are the 490 and 498 pickups. Okay, good to know. So I'm assuming it's the 490T in the bridge. I know that one is a big time favorite of a lot of folks. I see that quite a bit. But yeah, it's got a lot of snap to it. It's got a little bit more brightness to it than the black and silver studio. Let's see. What is it? Where is he? 490 Alnico 2, 498 Alnico 5. There you go. There's your specs for it. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. What is there? So Terry's asking, isn't that the guitar with the borked neck, or is it another? No, this one actually has no borking in the neck. This one is unscarred. But the neck on this thing feels great. It's a much more of like a 60s neck profile, little skinnier, less mass to it. But I love it. And I love that the inlays, they're not 100% with the the pearloid. On camera they look white, but in person there's a little bit more of a yellowed tint to it, which I like a lot. Both of these Les Pauls, the black and silver one and the Bigsby one, they both have their own personality and a different kind of sound. And it's one of those cases that you could make of having multiples of the same guitar, but when you pick them up and play them, they're just completely different animals. So like if I go to the middle position, I can get a lot brighter of a tone from the Seymour Duncan pickup in the black and silver one. But this one, it's just a little bit warmer in that neck position. So, if you want to... Just has a softer sound to it. There you go. Softer sound, but the bridge has its own kind of little peak thing that happens every so often when you really smack the thing. It's a guitar that I've found in the past to need a bit more heavy of a compression sound to get a clean sound when it comes to using the bridge pickup, at least with the orange. With the Black Spirit, I'm not finding... Yeah. I'm not finding that issue. Hold on. Yeah. Overall, really nice, really versatile stuff. Not that anybody, cares, I guess. Let's see what we got. I believe most Gibsons worn faded series stuff does have that combo in them. Had a Flying V. Ooh, faded flying. Oh, I remember that. Didn't like them, most of all the 500T. That said, I'm actually liking the pickups in the 2012. Awesome. Very cool. That's how Gibson V's in that era typically had ceramic 496 500. Very interesting. All right. There's a particular set of Gibson pickups and some other model that's coming out that I'm excited about. Aljon knows what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're just going to have to wait and see and come back when I have a video of it. Let's get that session clean tone going up again. Something a little... Yeah, just really enjoying getting back into playing this guy. It's been a while, so reacquainting myself with an old friend, as it were. And of course, who can deny? Sometimes you just gotta have all the tools for the job, you know. Let's see. Aljon's a lucky boy. He's got what I'm talking about sitting right next to him. Oh, those things can't get here soon enough. Lillian is here. Hi, Lillian. There's some bends for you. Glad to have you here, Lillian. Thanks so much. Yes. I would agree with Aljon's sentiment here. Ceramic pickups being an acquired taste. And I think a lot of that is just because of some sort of miscommunication about pickups. But Aljon has to duck out. Aljon, thanks so much for hopping in for a little bit, buddy. We will be talking soon, I'm sure. There's some exciting things from you guys in the future. So let's hope we see that sooner rather than later, everybody. But back to the point that Aljon was making about pickups. I find that a lot of the whole talk around ceramic and Alnico pickups tends to be centered around the fact that all the good stuff, all the good tones, came from Alnico pickups. And for me, growing up, probably much like Aljon, a lot of those ceramic pickups we grew up on them. That's what was there. And even to an extent, especially for me, the music I was hearing was created by pickups with ceramic magnets. And it will, and the earth will never, ever be the same again. Put that on your list. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. But yeah, a lot of the music that I grew up listening to and that really got me started to get interested in the guitar a lot of it was created with pickups that had ceramic magnets. And we're all a product of our time. And there is an aggression to ceramic magnet pickups that a lot of people don't like. And for some of us, we're okay with that, and we want that kind of sound. Others we don't really want that. We want to have the classic, we want to have the old school, and we want to take that to new territory. When I think about this guitar, these McNellys are not like they're a modern built pickup, but they're going after a very specific guitar tone. And there's nothing about it that's wrong, but at the same time is where I could potentially do something like switching to another sound. Lots of gain, very modern in its tone, very modern tone, thoroughly modern. So I like being able to do both. I think for me, because of what I do and how I make my way in this world, it all really just comes down to we have tools at our disposal and we need to use them all. Well, would you look what the cat dragged in? What up, buddy? Good to see you. Of course, y'all know AJ Moore, Mr. Garguts, you dirty mark. Best bends in the business. Aww, thanks, buddy. But yeah, I enjoy both approaches. You gotta have all the right tools for the job. Because if you don't do the job right. Yeah, man. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. What else has been happening? There's been so many new gear announcements and things. It's been interesting to see how 2020 has played out for the gear world. 2020 has obviously been a year that just kind of sucks. So we can't do a lot of the things that we want to do. We don't have normal, really. But the gear world's doing good. It's amazing to hear from people how good they've been doing during all this. And that means good things for everybody, I think, in the future. It is amazing to see how we are surviving. We're pretty awesome. You guys are pretty awesome. And just remember that. When the times get tough, we're pretty resilient as a species. And we can get through this. Trust me. I've gotten through a lot darker times than this. A lot darker times than this. And I would argue that there are days that I don't feel so great, but there are other days that I feel great. So just one day at a time. That's all we can do. Just do what you can to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself sane, and we'll get through this. We'll pull through. We can do this. We're pretty awesome. Oh, that coffee's good. I really shouldn't be drinking coffee this late. I swear all Chad needs to do is build a Strat. What up, Randy Wilcox? How you doing, buddy? Long time. Oh yeah, man. I know. Well, it's good you're hanging in there, man. Yeah, I'm glad you decided to come hang out for a bit. You know, we all kind of need these distractions. You know. That's why we collect so many of these stupid things. Every one for every day of the week, so it's like the distraction for the day. It's like that's why I have so many pedals. One for every day for the month to distract you from everything. Every once in a while, you just gotta make sure everybody's paying attention. That's why you throw in the wrong notes. You don't want people to have a good time. You want to make sure they're paying attention. Like that crap. Exactly, Randy. That's what we call jazz. And that, Ben. Throw in the wrong notes so no copyright strikes. 818. Okay, I asked you earlier, but how do you want me to pronounce your username? Because if you're going to be a regular user, we might as well get it right. And you're 818. Does that mean you're from the Valley? Just curious. But thanks for the compliments on the guitar. It's my Jennings Navigator. Telly style, custom, swamp ash body, roasted maple neck, matching headstock. It's a beast. Actually, guys, it got its first battle scar recently. Check this out. Okay, so right there it is. Right there. That's its first battle scar. That was a DI box falling from a shelf onto it. So it is no longer clean and pristine anymore. All right, 818, you better believe it. Valley born and raised. Me too. What part of the Valley? Just curious. Were you born and raised in? You don't have to tell me where you live currently. Oh, dude, that is just unreal. That's the area that I grew up in the Valley. Oh my god, that is so funny. I like this. The light flange on that sound is very, very interesting. Oh man, what a small friggin' world, man. Growing up in the same, it would be even weirder if we were the same age. And I'm in my early 30s, so that would just be even weirder. It's like we may have very well crossed paths, and we just don't realize it. Which is the world is small, man. The world is small. Trust me. Mm. Mm. Gillis, not a bad idea. If only I had a looper in front of me, I would probably be doing that right now. I'd have to work on like how exactly I'm gonna play it, because you can see some like little and mistakes. Oh, I'm early 30s, but I think that makes it even more coincidental. Yes, indeed. Indeed. So I'd have it like this. There you go. I actually really like that light little flanging that I have on that sound, because it's just barely audible, but it sounds like it fits. Even though it's meant to be more of like a crunchy, gritty kind of sound. If I listen really carefully, I can hear it, but outside of that... Well, guys, we've hit our time, and it is indeed about that time for me to bid you all a good night. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining in. Big thanks to all the new watchers, including Mr. 818 right there, fellow Valley member. Fist bump right at you, bro. Oh, thank you to all the usual suspects for stopping in. If this was your first time tuning in live or on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. We do this every week at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Randy, it's good to see you too, my friend. We should get back in touch again sometime soon and just check in on each other. But it's great to have you all here. Thank you so much for doing so. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please do click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you get to see all the videos that come up on the channel, and the more people that we have watching, the more cool stuff that we can make happen through this channel. We're going to make this as big of a community and as positive a community as possible. That's been on my heart a lot lately, is to make this a very positive and reinforcing community of how awesome the guitar and music is. So let's do it, people. Other than that, please check out the Patreon, where you can see early access videos and all that good stuff. 818, thank you so much for the super chat. That means a whole heck of a lot. That kind of support really helps make things come into the channel and helps really do a whole lot of awesome things. So thank you so much for that. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Pierce Johnson, link in the description below. Come back for Stompbox Saturday, this Saturday, with the More Ocean Machine. But as for that, I will see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel, right here for another SPJ Live. Until then, my friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all out there great tone, good health, and happy stompings, and all the blessings that this life has to offer. Cheers, friends. I will see you all next week. Take care.